Now, not everyone's blessed in the aspect that they could be at home and have access to cocktail equipment, or have purchased cocktail equipment or been gifted cocktail equipment over the course of their lives. So I guess it's important that we show you don't need to go out and buy these things. There's many different avenues to, I guess, engineer your own drinks using various household objects, I'd say. In the bar, we have the luxury of a mixing glass and a nice spoon. You could easily substitute that for any cup. I found chopsticks work particularly well as a bar spoon. If you're looking to stir, they're going to sit around the outside of the glass and make sure that ice moves around without chipping it too much. I found even just the standard kitchen knife, if you're moving it delicately enough, you're able to move your drink around enough and get the correct dilution and cooling in your drink to affect what stirring would occur with a bar spoon. Likewise, not everyone has a jigger at home or access to a jigger. And when you're at home, we're not really looking at the sake of RSA. You can pretty much get as drunk as you want, so we're not really looking at standard measure. But if you're looking for correct ratios in cocktails, it's still very important to maintain measurement. So I guess the key thing is, as long as you have a frame of reference for the volume you're putting into a drink. Everyone I know has decorative or tourist shot glasses at home. Perfect frame of reference. They're not always 30 mils. As long as you use that as your basis for one part in a drink, you're more or less gonna find a way to get the correct ratio in the drinks you're making. Likewise, not everyone is gonna have a citrus press at home. Not everyone is even gonna have one of these to press citrus at home. If you don't have access to these to squeeze your fresh citrus, you can readily find at supermarkets bottled lime, lemon, orange juice, stuff like that to use as the same citrus element within your drinks without having to go to the expense of, for instance, limes, which are quite expensive, and then the equipment to press them and pour the juice into your drinks ready to mix. Further still, not everyone has access to cocktail shakers. The good old two-part Toby and a Boston, not everyone's gonna have that. If you've got a cobbler shaker at home, the old three-part, that's just as effective. If not, I've found myself in desperate times before, and if you have like these mason jars around with the airtight seal on them, fill it with ice, pour your drink in there, give it a shake. It'll get the job done if you really get that desperate. Further still, ice. Please, to dear God, keep your freezer stocked with ice if you want to make drinks at home. It's always essential. Just have just a tub, lying in your freezer, ready to roll. Just lots and lots of ice, ready to shake with or stir, or to pour your drinks on so they stay nice and cool. Now, continuing on with, I guess, equipment substitutes, glassware is another important issue to address. Not everyone's gonna have nice glasses like this lying around at home. Being a bartender, we kind of get obsessed with glass and we start collecting stuff like this over time. You can make do with whatever glass you have if you want to mix nice drinks at home. You can substitute any of these glasses for something more ordinary, just like a plain old wine glass. I've done cocktails in coffee mugs out of desperation before, that's no biggie, or just your standard highball water glass at home. Another great thing to use if you want to make a long drink or any variation of drinks in these different glasses. Now, obviously, in a professional bar, we have quite readily available access to citrus. We get regular deliveries of lemons, limes, and oranges. You might not have that same degree of fresh access to citrus fruit at your local supermarket. If you do, utilize it if you can, or if you can afford to. You'll find limes are usually quite expensive, and if you're not using them all in one go, if they go off, you don't really want to waste that money. Now, luckily, we have access nowadays to store-bought citrus juice. Now, this stuff is long life. You can keep it in your fridge for a very long time. Highly recommend it if you're looking at only making small quantities of drinks over long periods of time. And again, even if you want to make a lot of drinks, say for a cocktail party for friends at home, very, very useful to stock up on juice like this, because I think over the long run, you may save money on buying bottles of this versus fresh bags of limes just by cost, really.